Love, serve, and so thanks, Eddie, for putting that in for our song and meditation. I'll talk more about that at the end of my talk. Okay, right now it's Father's Day, and I want to actually use this day to explore the emphasis that we put on the father energy in this world. And by the way, this is not a talk about the relative merits of the feminine and the masculine aspects of God, or to say that women are feminine and men are masculine, because it doesn't work that way. We have all of these pieces together, but we have a huge emphasis on the father energy. And our relationship with our earthly father or our earthly father figure totally determines our relationship with God and our beliefs about God. So it's real helpful to begin to examine this. See, I believe that everyone is always, consciously or unconsciously, looking for a father figure. Now, not necessarily, by the way, a father, but we're looking for that father energy. We're looking for a protector and a provider. That's why, by the way, we have a very patriarchal world. We've created it, guys. It's doing exactly what we've asked it to do. You ever notice that anyone throughout history who ever tried to influence or control other people either used the masculine means, intimidation, aggression, bullying, war, threats, or they promised the masculine attributes of provision and protection? I'll take care of you. Under my regime, there will be a chicken in every pot. The feminine attributes, the nurturing, the supporting, that's what we all say we want. And on some level, what we do want. But the truth is, we cannot either fully give or receive love in the absence of safety. There's a word, a made-up word, called obnosis. And it's the observation of the obvious. Betty Lou had this moment of obnosis a couple of months ago, and she said, whoa! Safety is the condition for love. It has to be there in order for us to love and be loved. Now, the Christian church, our roots for lots of us, is all about love and forgiveness, but you'll notice that God is always masculine. See, in a world that is definitely not safe, either historically or currently, we need that father energy to protect us and to tell us what to do to stay safe before we can fully love and forgive. By the way, the Christian church doesn't have a monopoly on this. Almost all religions are patriarchal. And for that reason, we have a source of what it is we think we need in order to give what we're here to give. Now, as we grow up in our life, we become sometimes painfully aware of the failures and the shortcomings of our biological father. Some of us earlier, some of us later, some of us forgive finally. But it happens. We also have repeated disappointments in the results we found in our patriarchal world. Now, I don't think that keeps us from continuing to search, from wishing, from hoping. Now, yes, we can eventually grow out of this, but it has absolutely nothing to do with chronological age. It also has nothing to do with being repeatedly disappointed, so we give up hoping and trying and searching. That's not growing up. Basically, that's numbing out. We will eventually get out of it when we grow into ourselves. So there's this word called paradigm, and it's worth more than 20 cents, I promise you. But a paradigm is the way we look at something. It's the way we habitually treat it. It's a pattern of relating. And there's a paradigm shift going on. Now, Betty Lou and I have taught about this for 20 some odd years in relationship to the healing paradigm shift, the way we look at healing and wholeness and how we go about it. But this really is a worldview paradigm shift that needs to go on and is going on. As long as we believe that external, something out there, causes our problem, we will believe that we need an external Savior. Now, I'd love to say that this is the old paradigm. We've been there, done that, it's all taken care of. But the truth is, it's really the same old paradigm that we're still working on trying to clear up. See, this old paradigm is based on seeing ourselves as separate individuals, and also as being a victim, to a greater or lesser extent, of the world around us. And what happens is that we actually act like the victim, or we strike back, stand up for ourselves. We act out, we try to subdue the world and the people around us in order for us to survive, in order for us to feel somehow like we might be safe. So again, the whole victim model says there's something out there that's doing something to me, therefore I need something or somebody out there that will handle that. Now, the church has done a pretty good job of trying to provide it, right? And I have to tell you that that wouldn't be so if we weren't asking for that and believing that that's what we needed. Now, there's good news, because there is a new paradigm. And again, this isn't a new paradigm like it's here already fully blown. It's new in the sense, it's kind of like, renting your dream car from Hertz for the weekend to get a feel for how it is. We haven't bought it yet. We don't have the pink slip to this paradigm. We're trying it out from time to time. But this new paradigm is about recognizing that we are interconnected. That there is oneness here. And it's about taking full responsibility for our part in creating our experience. Sound familiar to you guys? This paradigm is what Betty Lou and I call the sovereign model. And this is not sovereign over others, but it's sovereign in the sense that we recognize that all of our woundedness, all of our hurts, our pains, our disappointments are internal. Therefore, our salvation is internal. So it's a love-based system, not a fear-based system. And the new paradigm basically says, hey, just forgive and choose again. And if it sounds like it's old stuff, it's old stuff. It's the same message of Lao Tzu, of Buddha, of Jesus. I mean, we're talking thousands of years ago. It's what new thought is all about, and therefore what unity is all about. It's actually a new way of thinking of relating to the world. But we're still in transition. Now, it's kind of like childbirth, but I want to remind you, for those of us who haven't gone through this, that transition is the most intense stage of labor. It's also supposed to be the shortest stage of labor. However, we've been in this transition for thousands of years. So what's the shift look like? How do we know where we are at any moment in time? See, we're really used to the old paradigm, and we have occasional experiences of the new. So I want to share to you a couple of things just to have you look at where are we. And by the way, we're not always one side or the other. Sometimes we go back and forth. But it's nice to recognize, oops, that's the old paradigm. Oops, that's the new paradigm. See, old paradigm? We're at the effect of the world. There are germs out there. There's the IRS out there. The weather is awful. We're at the effect of that. Therefore, we are victimized somehow, on some level, by the world out there. The new paradigm says, everything we experience is a result of our thought. You've heard that someplace. Which means that we're always a choice. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes I'm there. Old paradigm. We need an external healer, a doctor. We need external help, protector, a lawyer. We need some kind of magic out there to handle all of this stuff. The new paradigm, we rely on our own inner listening and our affirmations to create change in our world. Over here, we're using the ego to make fear-based decisions. And by the way, fear-based decisions, you know it's fear-based if it has any kind of limitation or suspicion. Over here, we're making love-based decisions, freedom and trust. Over here, we're avoiding or we're fighting the things that we don't like. And over here, we're consciously choosing for what we really do want to experience. Over here, I've got a pain, it's a call for some kind of external attention. Over here, if I've got a pain, it's a wake-up call. I need to do something internally to make a shift or change. Over here, it's a defensive relationship with the world. In order to be safe, we have to understand the world and how it works. And over here, it's a defenseless posture. In order to be really, truly safe, we have to understand ourselves. I won't go on. I'll just say over here we create codependent relationships. And over here we create co-creative relationships. So here we are, right there. You know, I'd like to say, the boat is leaving the dock. My old metaphor is, I got one foot on the dock and one foot on the boat. And that's okay until the boat starts to pull out. Then at some point, you got to make a choice. You got to make a decision. Something has to give. We still have a patriarchal world and a patriarchal church because we haven't grown up yet. I want us to own that. We haven't grown up yet. And I hate to burst any remaining bubbles or to be accused of stating the obvious, but we will never find what we're looking for out there. See, we will never be truly safe in this world until we can totally trust ourselves to never let ourselves down. To never betray ourselves, to never put ourselves in harm's way, and to never abandon ourselves for any reason, any person, or any cause. Now, this is not about going it alone, or I've got to do it myself. This is really about you being the one safe place in your own life that you can always count on. And it's not about being perfect or getting everything done right. It's about not beating yourself up or not abandoning yourself when you do make a mistake. It's basically about a commitment to never, ever quit on yourself. See, once we become our own safe place, then we'll be able to love serve, remember. I told you, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's a long road to get there. Love unconditionally. Love ourselves unconditionally. Because then we can love others and then we can love the world. Serve. Serve from the heart. Serve with feeling, with passion. This is the hokey pokey life, guys. It's called put your whole self in. And you can't do that unless you can trust yourself. And remember God. Yeah, remember God, but remember God. Remember the good. Remember the love that is you and is also everyone else that you encounter. And then once you know that you are absolutely, totally safe with yourself, then you'll be able to truly know and be love in our world.